Welcome back, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family, back with once again another daily live stream. Ultimately, some more big news to talk about regarding, the Fed rate cuts. We've got confirmation from Fed themselves that there will likely be multiple rate cuts with a recession looming. We can see right now the market is reacting positively in response to yesterday's severe correction. Casper right now is up 4.32%, valued at 15.16 cents. Now, this means going to be a comeback for Casper. Tough to say. Me personally, I don't think this is going to be the Casper comeback. I think this is just a Trojan horse, if you will. I think we're going to see Casper continue in this fashion around this region for the most part. But we will see lower lows incoming, which we'll get into in this stream as always. And if you enjoyed the streams, again, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. Toggle Delay, what's up, my man? Thank you for joining the stream once again, you absolute legend. We're going to wait for some people to join a little bit, but ultimately, I think I've been saying this for the last few streams now, this month and, for what's coming for the rest of this year, there's a lot of bullish sentiments for crypto, for Casper in particular as well. In fact, I was in the process of making a video to be posting on my channel. I'll be posting that once the live stream's done. I'll be releasing a brand new video on my channel, so definitely go check that out if you want to as well. Basically, just explaining what's happening right now, where I think crypto's going to go, Casper's going to go, and what's incoming for Casper, which is why still, with Casper being so undervalued at 15 cents now, I'm still so very bullish. Eddie, my man, welcome back to the stream. What's up? Hopefully you're doing well today. But I guess without further ado, I'm going to get into this right now for those who have just joined, and I'll get into it a little bit later for those who are a little later on as well. But we can see we've got some crypto sentiments right now. This, for me, is very interesting. The stock market hasn't seen a single green day in September yet. We are 7 days in, 1 week in, and yet we've not seen a single green day in the S&P 500, which is insane. Truth be told, it's absolutely nuts. And yesterday, main reason for this massive correction, this massive crash in the market, the S&P 500 has now raised $2.2 trillion of market cap in the first week of September. This is, it's not that, weird. September has historically been the worst week of, this September, the first week in particular, but September has normally been the worst month, the worst week of the year for stocks. It's just what happens. So I'm not, again, too worried, but this is also, with such a severe amount of capital raised from the stock market, it's understandable we saw crypto correct heavily yesterday. I think Casper dropped down to about 14 cents, just below 14 cents, I believe. If I get this measurement out, I can find out here. It says it dipped at just above 14 cents yesterday. I know some people in my community picked up some very cheap Casper, so congratulations to you guys. I have not. I picked up at 14.9. I'm waiting for it to come back down further. I think we're going to see Casper come back down to at least 13.7 in the next few days and weeks to come. But eventually this is the massive reason why we saw a correction in the stock market. This is also something I'm going to get into as well, which is, look at that. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang has sold more than $633 million of Nvidia stock since June. Nvidia shares are now down by 25% during this time. Someone always knows something. One of the biggest market sentiments that I have reiterated, obviously, don't be emotional, be logical, and make sure you're doing your research and whatnot. But one of the biggest developments, one of the biggest factors, aside from you buy the rumor and sell the news. Buy the rumor and sell the news is a very, very important sentiment in my opinion, because it always tends to work out that way. But another one that I always think about when I'm investing is follow the money, right? If the big money is doing something, then you should try and follow in suit, because normally they have insider information. They know what's going on. So if the Nvidia CEO has sold $633 million in Nvidia stock since June, and the shares now by 25% down, something tells me that he's preparing for, potential recession of sorts, or just potential, negativity in the markets right now. He's trying to save his capital, save his investment, because he knows that Nvidia is not going to do well. Crypto, the whole market's going to go through a massive situation, without a better choice of words. So again, this is what you see this news here. If you follow the money, if he's selling a lot, maybe it's worth looking into a little bit more whether you should be getting into the market right now, or at least wait a little bit. Me personally, that's why, even though Casper corrected yesterday, I didn't get in then. I'm waiting a little bit, and I plan to get in a lot more in due time. Next, I have a Cash. Welcome, my man. Good morning. Casper fam, and always respect the grind. You're welcome, my man. Damn straight, we're here every single day. And again, more and more to talk about. So we've got this post here. This post, the purpose of this stream mainly today, the odds of a recession might be rising, coming from Federal Reserve's Goolsbee. This is the article here. Chicago's Fed Goolsbee says jobs and inflation trends justify multiple interest rate cuts and soon. I speak about this in the video I'm going to be releasing later today as well. But in summary of the article, basically this paragraph here is the one that I deem the most important. Given the more favourable inflation data and the less favourable unemployment data, Goolsbee states, and I quote, "It is pretty clear that the path is not just rate cuts soon, but multiple cuts over the next 12 months, over the next year, as the Fed had projected in its most recent dot plot." Ultimately, that is what we've been seeing all over mainstream articles as well, that the rate cuts that are incoming, I mean, again, to remind everyone here, rate cuts by the Fed are only usually done with recession looming at the doorstep. That's the only time they tend to actually cut rates. So that's why we saw such heavy corrections in the market yesterday, as you know, is in preparation, in my opinion, preparation for the rate cuts happening, which will be announced around the Federal Reserve meeting, which I believe is 17th and 18th of September. So 10 to 11 days from now. So in that regards, again, there will be rate cuts most likely in September, and then following by more happening throughout the year to try and stabilise the market as unemployment goes parabolic and inflation data equally is not very good either. And there's more and more news to showcase as to why, the rate cuts will be incoming most likely. And as much as rate cuts, again, they're good and bad. I feel like people still don't seem to fully grasp that, because people probably don't do a deep enough information or deep dive research into it to realise that rate cuts, they are usually a sign of a bull market, and I agree with that much, definitely. But it's not just rate cuts and crypto goes boom. It's rate cuts, everyone panics, everyone goes back to the dollar, crypto corrects, markets correct. Then, when the market stabilizes, then it goes boom. So ultimately, right now, with rate cuts looming, I think there's kind of two scenarios I currently have graphed out in my mind. One is the crypto market. The financial markets are going to be correcting continuously, in a sort of downwards trend leading up to the announcement of rate cuts. And depending on the severity of the rate cuts, whether it be a 25 BP or a 50 BP or maybe even more, who knows, we will either see, let's just say for instance, 25 BP, crypto corrected so much at that point in preparation for that actually what we see is just consolidation, market stabilizing, and then we'll see a recovery. If it's heavier, and it's a more severe rate cut, interest rate cut, we might see it come down and then stabilise, consolidate before it starts reversing. But it depends on what happens in the next week. I think we're going to see continued corrections in the market leading up to the rate cuts. Obviously, as we see right now, Casper and crypto is in a bit of a uptrend today, following yesterday's, downwards momentum. And I do think that it's good to see, of course, that evidently the belief in crypto is not completely dead. Everyone's not just selling their whole bags and whatnot, but I think most of the selling's done through retail panic. We can see here the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is now at extreme fear levels we've not seen since when Bitcoin was at 16k Bitcoin. We're at the same level of extreme fear we were back when Bitcoin was 16k. That is insane. That's actually insane. So to me, that showcases that right now, the fact that we can be at the similar level of, fear when the price is, 3 times as much, to me showcases that when the tides turn and the market starts its bullish sentiment and whatnot, when we actually see liquidity pump into the market, we're going to see much higher prices than we could possibly expect. We can see here, big breaking, whales are buying huge amounts of Bitcoin as market crashed. Bitcoin issuers, the likes of BlackRock, maybe not so much BlackRock, but the other ones like Fidelity and Bitwise, they're selling quite a lot of their Bitcoin ETFs right now. BlackRock aren't selling that much, but ultimately they're selling because the market's not favourable for them, but they're selling because, again, they're trying... I wouldn't be surprised to say they're manipulating the market. They're selling so retailers will panic, they'll sell their Bitcoins, and they can buy cheaper ones. But ultimately, BlackRock especially, they are not selling much, if at all. And whales are buying more and more. They're trying to squeeze you out, which is why I reiterate time and time again, you can't be emotional in this space. If you've done your research and you've done a deep enough research and you stick true to your guns, then it's the logic that will help you prevail, the knowledge that will help you prevail. The emotions are a a terrible, emotions are a terrible thing to have in a crypto and investing space. Very, very bad. Like, for me, obviously I love Casper for what it is, and I'll explain why I love Casper as always in this live stream, what's incoming for Casper in this month and months to follow. One of that asset that I do also have a bag in, not a sizable bag, but a bag in, is XRP. And I've always had people confused as to why I hold XRP, because, well, it's nothing like Casper, and it's also centralized. I understand the shortcomings of XRP, which is why my bag's not big in it, but I also understand what XRP is doing, what Ripple are doing in the financial sector, and therefore, with what I know of XRP, I hold a bag just in the chance it does explode in price. Same, but again, same for Casper's by far my biggest bag. Same because I believe what Casper's doing is game changing, and I hold a big bag on it because I strongly believe it's going to explode in price. So despite we're seeing, market sentiment suggesting that, extreme fears is at all-time highs, everyone's selling and whatnot. For me personally, I'm not selling. If anything, if it goes down, I buy more, because I believe there's going to be a reversal in due time. September, it's happening. It happens historically all the time. Following October to November, as Goku puts here, can't wait for November. I couldn't agree more. October to November are the bullish times for crypto, leading up into what's going to be the biggest bull cycle. Again, if the institutional investors, the leaders of the space, are right in the predictions of a $5 trillion market cap for crypto, where it's currently just sub 2 trillion now, we've got a lot of positive price movement incoming for crypto in general. Good morning, TKN Cali333. Should have just said Cali, to be honest, but good morning, my man, or welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's crazy. The fear at huge levels, but the market not even doing. Yeah, exactly. The fear at crazy levels right now. Yet the market, for the most part, again, recession's looming. People are selling all over the place, but yet the market, it's only at 55K. I think after recession we might see a 50K Bitcoin, maybe even lower. Wouldn't put it past it, but I'm also not too worried, because if it's going to be at such low levels, if extreme fear goes even lower and Bitcoin, I don't think Bitcoin or crypto is going to die out. I think that's highly unlikely, highly unlikely. As again, people are still investing into it. The big investors, the whales, are still investing into it. The Bitcoin ETFs are keeping the price up right now, definitely. The people who are selling mainly come from the retail market, and I couldn't agree more. Next Level Cash, I need more fear. I love it. Give me more deals. Exactly. The more opportunity you get, the better I believe will be for it. The cheaper Bitcoin, the cheaper crypto goes, cheaper Casper goes, the more bullish I get for where I believe Casper is going to go in the future. And I'm going to get into a little bit as to why now. Ultimately, it's the KRC20 once more. We know KRC20 isn't coming. We had confirmation from the Casplex already that KRC20 is coming this month, which is very, very bullish. The question, again, I'm going to be talking about this in my video, later, so you might hear a bit of a repeat, if you will, but again, the video is probably more streamlined, so you get a kind of a very more structural understanding of what I'm talking about. But ultimately, there's a lot of information suggesting that KRC20 is going to be coming out this month, most definitely, and that it might come out sooner than we think. Honestly, it could come out sooner than we think, because we've got this up. We got here, KRC20 token balance and transactions are back online on kas.fyi, which is cool. But this here, new update: the Casper wallet mobile app Caspium will integrate dynamic fees and transaction reports features in the incoming update next week. Currently doing integral testing, should be out for public testing on Monday. So should it be Monday of the public testing out, potentially could see, because this is one of the major steps needed for the full release of KRC20. It's one of the major things we need. So once this is done, if public testing goes successful on Monday, we could potentially see KRC20 launch late next week, if not maybe early, or maybe the following week after that. It could be very, very soon, which is again why I'm so bullish, because KRC20 is going to be massive news for Casper. We also have this from Tangem. To avoid transaction delays, we're now offering custom fees, which is what Casper's all about as well. Basically, if you set a higher fee, you can speed up your transaction time and ensure smooth, fast, and secure processing. So if you want to, for those who are whales effectively, who have so much money, they won't care. Let's say you have, 200 million Casper. I know it's excessive, but I'm just stating a number for the sake of stating it. 200 million Casper. If you want to transfer all of that Casper to another wallet, are you going to really care if the transaction fee is at the cheapest of like one Casper, let's just say? No. You want to make your Casper goes there as soon as possible, so you might as well put a much higher fee to guarantee you get your Casper cheaper, or get your Casper crisper. Get your Casper quicker, smoother, faster, and more secure as well. So this is a very, very big thing that Tangent are doing, again in support of Casper, which is very, very cool, which again showcases that once more. Slowly but surely the road to KRC20 on Casper is being paved. It's massive, massive news. I can't wait for November, but I'm also like the most amount of time possible. Yeah, exactly. I can't wait for November either, but I would love for the prices of crypto to stay low. I would love Casper to stay at 15 cents until 2025. Give me 3-4 months of building up my own finances to invest as much as possible. Like if that happens, the FUD for Casper will grow massively. I don't disagree. But I would be so bullish about it because I'm believing where Casper's going to go. I strongly believe it's going to be reaching $3 minimum this cycle. Maybe $2. Absolute minimum $2. And that's if, crypto does not take off properly. But I think it will. There's a lot of information suggesting it will. I showed this video yesterday in my stream about Ernst & Young, the global blockchain leader of Ernst & Young. For those who aren't aware, Ernst & Young is one of the big four accounting firms. Big four in terms of like the four biggest accounting firms in the whole world. Ernst & Young, obviously one of the big four. It's alongside Deloitte, KPMG, PwC. He confirmed in his interview, which again, I've also put this in my video I'm making later, so you've got a lot to look forward to, I guess. But he confirms here basically that there will not be all the money that's on screen here, not all of that's going into crypto, but a majority of it will. Trillions of dollars will flood into crypto. And if that's the case, and he's saying that someone who's institutionally important, that again reinstates my belief on where crypto is going. So despite the fear and FUD is growing, I'm not worried in the slightest. I'm not worried in the absolute slightest. Casper's doing amazing things as well. And there's a reason as well why. We had this huge alpha from 4 days ago now. Alpha from Casper members, Casper team, that a huge liquidity provider has confirmed to be launching USDT, stablecoins, the likes of USDT, USDC as well. Other stablecoins are on the KRC20, which is massive news. So with meme tokens coming up to KRC20, KRC20 is going to be launching seemingly sooner than we think, hopefully, potentially as early as next week, sometime. If not, maybe the week after that, but sometime this month definitely. We'll have meme tokens on that, which will help, initial adoption for KRC20. We'll have the likes of stablecoins coming, which will be very, very good for Casper's future adoption as well. Especially when Casper gets their own stablecoin, which will be massive. Smart contracts will come out soon enough. 10 BPS will come out in Q1 of 2025. Dagnite, so much incoming. KRC20 is going to be massive, massive news. Not to mention as well the KII, the Casper Industrial Initiative, which I'm going to get the website up for right now. This is very, very big for Casper. We have where is it? Yeah, I showed this yesterday. Just a reminder. There's going to be an enterprise conference in Dublin, 24th September. So about 2 to 3 weeks from now, where they're going to be talking about Casper. And it was confirmed from the KII that due to strong demand from our institutional partners for Casper, therefore, we have limited seating available. There's so much demand for Casper from the institutions that there's not enough. There's too much demand for Casper for them to actually keep up. This is their first event, and they're already going to, probably sell out seating. They got not all the institutes to be able to attend, which is very, very, good. It fills me a lot of confidence. And Roy O'Neill confirmed that they are working on projects with the KRC20 that will help Casper rival what XRP and Hedera are doing in the blockchain in the finance sector. Which again, I hold those assets because I understand what they're doing in the finance sector and how important they're going to be. If Casper can contend with that, hell, I might get all my bags out and just go fill in on Casper. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? Computer Cappy, my man, welcome back to the stream. If Cardano hit $3.10 last cycle, pumping from 2 cents, I can't see Casper not hitting 3. Yeah, exactly. If we look at the market cap of .com, you can look at Casper in comparison to Cardano. Why would it not do ADA? That would be so easy, wouldn't it? Cardano here, we can see from its all-time high last cycle, market cap of just short of 100 billion. Casper would have to right now reach just short of $4, a 25x from here, for Casper to reach that price. And I don't see why it couldn't. I really don't see why it couldn't. Casper has much better development than Cardano. It's a lot stronger project. I don't see why Casper could not reach a price target of $4 at least. And I do believe that this cycle, Casper has the potential to become a top 10 project. We also saw recently Polygon It's now changed to Poly Xmatic. So it's not Poly's gone now. It's Xmatic now. I don't know what's happened to it. I was doing research into it before the stream, but I didn't have enough time to do enough research into it. But Polygon's gone now, so it's no longer above Casper. So Casper now jumped up a ranking thanks to that. So even closer to top 20 again, which is regardless of that, even if Polygon didn't go through whatever's going through it right now, which I'm sure someone in the stream in this chat could probably inform me on that myself. But whatever happened with them, Casper would have flipped them anyways, in my opinion. They already did it once, and I think they would have flipped them again and dominated them due to the protocols of what Casper's trying to develop right now. And mind you, that bull cycle only had, yeah, exactly. Again, building off what you said, the Cardano got to, just short of $3, or just short of $4, whatever. It got to $3 something. Just short of $100 billion market cap with a $2 trillion crypto market cap cycle. And we're going to see one that's going to have, if not 4-5x that, potentially 10 trillion by the end of 2025. Casper will definitely surpass $4 in my opinion. It has all the potential to do so. Will it flip Cardano this cycle? Tough to say. I don't see why it couldn't. But it depends if Cardano ends up flipping. I don't know. I think Casper should reach a top 10. So I think Casper will get into here. And we'll see what happens with other projects like, Toncoin still got its whole dilemma with its CEO, Telegram, having the legal fiasco. Solana, also the volume of Solana is dropping a little bit as well. So it's not faring too well. Past 7 days, down 5%. I mean, that's because the crypto market's correcting as well. But again, if you look at Casper, Casper's down 7% as well. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens realistically. But I think Casper is in a very, very strong position right now. And the Chaos 20 is going to help with that massive, like that. Maybe, I don't know if it would necessarily cause a massive liquidity or price pump. I'm not saying Chaos 20 is going to launch, we're going to see that with Casper. I think we'll most likely see some stability, some consolidation. If crypto's correcting at the time and the Chaos 20 comes out, I think we'll probably see a bit of a momentum this way. And then that'll follow with, positive movement as more projects released in KRC20. But yeah, it's just, I guess the point I'm trying to get to again is just, much as the Fed has confirmed the multiple rate cuts are incoming, recession's on the doorstep. You got to remain logical and not emotional. As much as rate cut, recession's coming in, so therefore people will start seeking safety in the dollar because there's not enough sentiment to get into investment because it's be dangerous right now. I get that. But truth be told, you should always be investing with excess money you're not afraid of losing. In the sense of you shouldn't be investing with money that you need on the day-to-day life. You should be able to, live your day-to-day life and invest your money that you literally don't need. It could be utilised for whatever you want, holiday, going out for meals or whatever. If you want to invest that, then fine. But you shouldn't be putting your actual money that you use into crypto or anything. That's not the smart thing to do. Even if the bull cycle is going to be a bullish one, that's not what anyone should do. I strongly believe that you got to be careful when you invest, because one bad decision and everything goes P-tong for you. Like, honestly. But yeah, recession's looming. Fed's confirmed that. Google's B's confirmed that. But Casper, in my opinion, as much as it will correct with the rest of the market, I think it will also see a reversal. Stronger than other projects as well, with KRC20 with the KRI also launched a project KRC20, with potential Kraken listings as well. We know Kraken Tier 1 already confirmed. They confirmed the secured spot listing. They're competing with the likes of Toncoin and DYDX. DYDX is number 93 on CoinMarketCap. Its market cap size is much smaller than Casper. Toncoin, well, it's got the whole thing with the CEO. So for me, out of those three, Casper's the strongest choice. We don't know when the listing is going to come. It seems not to be happening this month, but it might happen early next month, in October, when we start seeing the markets reverse, which would be very, very big. With KRC20 already out, which would be very, very big. When, Casper will have the meme tokens on KRC20, potentially stablecoins as well. Once the rate cuts happen and I don't get 5% on my savings, I will need to find a new home for that cash. For who will rotate into different assets. Yeah, I think when the rate cuts come through, people rotate. A lot of people probably end up taking out of crypto and just trying to save, in fiat, because that's typically what happens. And then once the market stabilizes and liquidity comes back into the market, which again, keep in mind, you've got the Fed printing money, FTX going to be reimbursing the contributors of $16 billion. People are still buying more Bitcoin ETF. Also see confirmation from Morgan Stanley, I believe it was. They have now advised their wealth advisors to start offering Bitcoin ETF to their wealthy clients this month or next month. So a lot of sentiment coming back. So we'll see crypto recover, but we'll see downtrends, I'm sure, as well. Cadena went from 29 cents August 21st to 25 at November 21. Did it? Well, this is. I mean, I wasn't too. I've never been too big on Cadena, so I wouldn't actually know. Damn, fair enough. Yeah, I mean that's a very sizable pump. Saying that though, it's come back straight back down. I mean, if it did that, then it's also a very small project. Interesting. Well, I mean, maybe it could do that again. Who knows? It's obviously got the major exchanges bar Coinbase. So it's got the exchanges. It's evenly done that in the last cycle, so potentially could do it again. The volume's there, in a sense. Well, actually, I disagree, actually. The volume's quite low, but 3.3 million. I mean, that's quite impressive, to be fair. I'm not sure what this project's really about. I'm surprised the project did that, actually. And please, by all means, the white, let me know. Casper will hit 2.2 this cycle. I'm sure Casper will hit that. $2.25, I'm sure, but I think it will also surpass that. I think Casper has the makings to do so. The technology's there, the development's there, the institutional adoption's there. With crypto and with Casper, I think I've had the makings to surpass that 2.2. I think 2.2 is my very conservative prediction, or my bearish prediction. Conservative is 3, bearish is 2.2 or just $2, and then like average for me is still 5. I'm selling my Cardano this cycle. Yeah, I don't personally hold ADA, and I never have. There's also a popular content creator by the name of Alex Becker, who was one of the first people I watched when I was getting into crypto, and he always clowns on Cardano holders, which I always found very, very comedic. Whether it was true or not, he always clowned on them, and yeah, I mean, I don't see what's the necessary for holding Cardano when you have the likes of Casper, because Casper is a better project in that regard as well, in my opinion. I mean, just compare the charts. Again, keep in mind, Cardano's a much older project as well, but it's like, I mean, I guess it's a somewhat unfair comparison, considering that you can't really compare Casper's chart to any project, because Casper's chart will just blow every project out of the water. Very few charts very few projects have a chart like that. Very, very few. What do you think Casper low will be? Can we see a 10-cent flash crash again? Good question. Me personally, it depends on some factors. Depends on the release time of KRC20, the severity of the corrections with the Fed, and how the market reacts with the upcoming news. So, as we can see, Casper's now valued at 15.18 cents, up 4.46% on daily time frame. The rate cuts, the announcement, the Fed meeting, will likely, the meeting meant to be taking place on the 17th to 18th of September, I believe, so 10 to 11 days from now. I'm sure in preparation, in anticipation for the rate cut, which again, to remind you, the Fed confirmed that there may be a recession looming and it may be rising. With that in mind, with the Fed likely to cut rates and cut quite a few of them in the next year, 12 months, we will likely see the market continue in a form of fashion downtrend leading up to the 17th of September, to which then, depending on the severity of the rate cuts, we will either see it again. I mean, if crypto decides it wants to consolidate at this value, like so Bitcoin stays around 55k and the rate cut then get issued, I think we'll see 50k Bitcoin. If it's not too severe, that is. If you see Bitcoin correct towards 50k in preparation to the rate cuts down here, and then the rate cuts come through and it's not too bad, so it'd be 25 BP, 25 basis points, 0.25%, we might potentially see crypto come down a little bit and then correct. If it's more severe, like 0.5%, then we might see a correction for Bitcoin much more aggressive. I would like to say 45k, but I have seen people say 38k and some say 40k. I'm not saying it's out of the wrong possibility, but I would be shocked. But I'd also be very happy about that, because again, that's a great opportunity to buy cheap Casper and cheap crypto in general. My support levels right now, as you can see, I've drawn out. There's one here between 13.5 to 13.7 cents, one around 12.5 to 12.8 cents, and I think we will see Casper probably balance out around here, incoming ahead of the rate cuts, and then once the rate cuts are issued, depending on the severity of them, we could potentially see Casper come back down. I would be very happy to see a 10 cents Casper. Very happy, very, very happy. Now, is that possible? Again, we have to see how the market reacts in the next, 10 to 11 days, and also the announcement that's made and how severe it is. And also, you got to keep in mind of what happened in the market, right? Not just stock market, but in general. Like, you see that's important to note. If Nvidia are selling their stocks, they're selling their stocks of their own company. That's something that you got to keep in mind, because that lets you know what the money is saying. The money is saying we're not holding our own stocks because we know what's about to happen. So if there's more announcements like that in the coming, days and weeks, then we could potentially be foretelling a more serious crash incoming. So with that in mind, I would say, basing on what I can see right now in this market, I would see we've got another region probably around here, lower 12, around here. And I would not be surprised as well to see, we could see Casper come to 10 cents. I'm not saying it's not possible. I think, though, it's more, I'll be surprised. That's what I'm trying to say. Because if you think of it from right now, from where it's at right now, 10 cents Casper would be another, this is again in the span of what could be 2 weeks. But a 30% correction in 2 weeks would be incredible. And the FUD would really be growing by that point as well. I personally, right now, I'm more so looking towards this region for where I think Casper's going to correct to. But again, it depends on how the market reacts, because it's hard to properly call this. That's what I'm trying to state, because it could be the case of Casper and crypto decides to consolidate at this value, or it could correct ahead of the rate cuts, which we'll have to wait and see. I think we're going to probably see a bit of a correction. Casper might come down here, and then we could see Casper come back down to maybe this bottom. I do want to stay that this was the bottom here. I do believe that might be the bottom. Now, again, if Bitcoin goes below 50k, then, we could see lower lows. But I think this is the bottom. And again, with Casper, with so much incoming, with KRC20, with the KRI, with stablecoins, with meme tokens, with potential exchange listings as well, tier 1 exchange listings as well, like, there's a lot development this month in particular, and again, month following, that generates FOMO and belief where Casper probably won't correct as heavily as other projects. That's currently where my head's at, if that answers your question in a very long and drawn out fashion, to say the least. And let me get the question back up now. Flash crash of 11.75 cents to wipe out the longs. Be careful with leverage. KRC20 live after FOMC meeting. That's currently also where my head's at a little bit as well. We could see it. I think 10 cents would be amazing. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I think we'll probably see it a little bit higher. So again, probably around the region that Dwight says. It's not a bad shout. But again, with so much incoming for Casper, we could see potential stem of the bleeding. When the bloodbath, goes rampant and, the blood's flowing and, crypto's correcting hard, we could see Casper not correct as hard due to the other developments happening. Yeah, there's no way Casper will not reach Cardano's all-time high, especially with this bull run being a lot bigger, with at least, in my opinion, $6 trillion in the total market cap. Yeah, I think we'll see at least a $6 trillion market cap in the cycle. I would like to believe average will be 8, and then bullish for me would be 10. From what I know, again, from what has been quoted from the likes of JP Morgan, or especially Ripple have stated that the CEO Brad Garlinghouse believes that this market end of 2024 will be a $5 trillion market cap. And keep in mind that this is a man who is heavily involved in the finance sector, heavily involved. He's working alongside central banks from all around the world, from Saudi Arabia to, the United States, to England, UK, to France. Like, he's working, Ripple are part of major institutional partnerships. So he understands more so than most people about where the money's actually flowing into. So if he's saying 5 trillion, I'm there inclined to believe, okay, if not 5 trillion, then close to it by the end of this year. So with that in mind, we could probably see at least at 8 trillion, I'd like to believe, in the end of 2025. We'll have to wait and see. Again, it's only so much, you can do so much research to help you call market sentiments, but you have to also be doing it constantly. You can't just look at one sort of information or a couple on one day and think, okay, that's where it's going to go, and leave it there. Because news happens, news changes all the time. Other catalysts come out. You've got to constantly keep informing yourself of updates, which is why when I started doing these live streams about 5 weeks ago, I also created a free Discord server, which you can see on screen right now, where right now a community of over 300 of us In the span of a little over a month, I've got over 300 people in this community, and we are all have learned so much from it. We are learning a lot. We're learning market sentiments. We are able to call, on the server side, we're able to call this correction, this crash happening in Casper and in the market, with Warren Buffett selling half his stock in Apple, with the Japanese yen rising in value against the dollar, with the Fed not cutting rates when every other country pretty much cut rates. We called that when the stock market closed, when Warren Buffett sold here and opened back up, that we'll see the stock market and therefore markets react accordingly, and we saw a crash. And people in my community were able to predict that. I got in and bought some Casper here at 13.5. Some other people were able to buy in at the bottom at 12.5. So the community's been very, very big for a lot of us, I'd like to believe. So if you want to learn more about crypto market sentiments, then by all means join. It's on the chat right now. It's in the description, also on my homepage. I want to reiterate something about it as well, though, is that as the server's growing more and more, of course, people are going to try and take advantage of you. So you've got to be very, very careful, please, because there's only so much I can do to stop people who are bad actors. I have already put on my Discord server that I will never, ever DM you first and never, ever add you as a friend first. So if you see my name, my account, trying to add you as a friend or DM you, no, it's not me. Check, double check, triple check the profile to see if it's me, and it's not me. Then inform me, of course, that you can, but they've got smarts, they don't always join the server, they just try to add you straight away. If you want to add me, because this is still quite early onto the server right now, if you want to add me, that's fine, I'll accept. But I will not try and add you first to deter potential, bad actors trying to take advantage of you. But again, if you want to learn more, which again, I've had a lot of people in my community who've been very helpful, helping me learn, but also, learning themselves from the community, then feel free to join. And we'll help grow our knowledge and hopefully our wealth together. But yeah, we've got a lot again incoming. We've got this post here, which I'm speculative about. Casper showing strength relative to the crypto market today, as I just showed, after a rough week, up 4 or 5%. So is the bottom at 14 cents? It's a question, of course. I don't think it's an unfair question, but again, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I believe that actually the bottom is a little bit lower than 14 cents. I probably would say average 12. 12 cents where I like to believe it as well. And we've got this sort of announcement as well, which I also think is quite cool. The UAE, which is quickly becoming a blockchain crypto capital, finance capital of the world. They have announced they're opening their first multi-unit nuclear power plant, which is, interesting. And also this comes 1 year after signing a major Bitcoin mining deal with Marathon, the company that diversified their portfolio from Bitcoin to add Casper, which is, very, very bullish. So, the question asked, will the Middle East become a new global hub in mining? I wouldn't be too surprised. I wouldn't, honestly. But ultimately, once again, it's just showing the growth and belief for this crypto sector. Obviously, this is talk about power and information and stuff like that. But this sort of stuff, again, with the KRI getting involved, this is the energy sector. So this, again, is something that I also think could, in due time, relate to Casper as the developments continue in the energy sector, in the finance sector, and power in general. Dan Karma, man, welcome back to the stream. Good morning, sir. I liked when I was on vacation with 4.5 hours time difference. Then I could listen to you in the afternoon. Yeah. God, I've had a lot. I do my best to try and accommodate for everyone, I'm sure. Because I have people who I know in Australia who listen to me, the likes of Leroy, the likes of CWP, I believe his name is. You got also, I can't remember his name now. I apologise if you're listening to the stream right now. But people from Australia who listen to the stream, and it's 11:30 p.m. over there. It's midnight. By the time the stream goes, it's gone midnight. And I have to do that because I have people who are also in Pacific Standard Time who are watching this at 9 a.m. So I wish, again, I could, accommodate to everyone here, but I've got to try and do it to the best of my ability to get everyone listening to this. This is by far the best time for me to stream, to get everyone in as much as possible. And again, worst case scenario, you can't tune into the stream. You could always rewatch it and learn everything that we did cover in the stream today, which again, just talking about the multiple rate cuts, which I'll get into in just a moment. Should I buy Ice River RX0 also to mine it into Casper? It depends on you now. Okay, well, I'm not telling you what to do, Andy A, man. You decide what you want to do. I know mining's more profitable long-term wise than investment than just buying up Casper. If you want to do it, then by all means go for it, my man. But I mean, all I would say is that right now, obviously that might change in the weeks and months to follow, but right now, mining does not seem to be profitable. From my knowledge, again, I don't mine, so I wouldn't know. But from my knowledge, mining's not profitable right now. Hello, Quick Crypto from California. Welcome to the stream, Nathan. The Discord is very helpful, and I love the daily Casper updates. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Thank you very much, my man. Exactly. There you got it from Nathan right there. The server for Discord, the community has been very helpful for him and many others in my community as well who've loved it. So if you want to learn more, feel free to join. Again, the link's in the chat right now, description, and also on my YouTube homepage. What percentage of do you have in crypto versus stock market? I don't have anything in stocks right now. I have mates and people I know who are in stocks, and they sometimes give me a little bit of information regarding it as well. But I don't hold stocks right now. My investments come in the crypto market. They might expand after the markets, right now the reason why I'm in crypto is because the crypto market is very, very undervalued in comparison to other markets, because it's not, we're only now getting regulations and felt informed. Like, think of the stock market, all the other markets, they already have institutions involved, regulations already in play. There is no regulations. Well, they're incoming now, but regulations not being fully enforced in crypto yet. Institutions are only just getting involved yet. So there's a lot of development, a lot of maturity to happen in this space, which is why I think that crypto has got a very bullish market ahead of itself, and years to follow as well as the market matures and develops. So I think crypto is one of the most undervalued markets right now, which is why I'm involved in it. I've been learning about crypto for over 5 years, or around 5 years. I got involved in the last cycle, and I've been building my knowledge ever since then. And I really, really doubled down in the last 2 years to, again, expand my horizons, to understand about project, which is why I was able to find about Casper, last year when I got Casper at 5 cents. And just been filling my bag every time I can. 70% of my portfolio is in Casper, and it's growing every day as I continue to fill up more and more Casper. PDT, just on the Discord today, my man, thank you very much for joining, and I hope you enjoy the community and what we have to offer as we continue to expand and grow more and more. There'll be other features coming to Discord in due time as well, as again, when I have the time, but also when I can expand and grow the Discord when I can with other servers and whatnot. Been a bit hectic the last few days, I can't lie. Is crypto game Minds of Darina a pump and dump candidate? I do have that on my wish list. Here. I do have that on my wish list because it was something that I saw that I was like, okay, looks very, very interesting. Right now, it's now just surpassed a micro cap, just above it. So now it's a mid cap. Technically still a market cap, I guess, because it's still 100 million, but if it's above $100 million market cap, it's now no longer a micro cap, it's a mid cap. But you can see from its, okay, my mouse is freezing. Hello? Right, well, my mouse is just frozen. Right, well, what's happened here then? Give me a second. Oh, what the hell? Okay, there you go. So apologies about that. So we can see, Minor Daria is down massively. From the looks of that, it doesn't look like a promising project at all. The reason though why I am speculative about Minds of Darina is because it's a crypto gaming project which is in a market where crypto gaming is a very undervalued market right now because the games are just not as good as Web 2 games. Like, no game right now could properly compete with the likes of Call of Duty and GTA and FIFA and whatnot, all that stuff. So it's a very undervalued project. I'm not going to say this is a project that if I was to get into Minds of Darina, it'd be a very small bag because again, there's risk of it, and it's a good question whether it's a pump and dump candidate. And I understand the question as well, considering that, again, look at that, the volume is quite big, 36 for a project that is so small. $36 billion volume is quite high, and I've seen that surpass 100. I'm pretty sure as well in times as well. I saw this surpass 1 million. This surpassed 1 million 24-hour trading volume at one point. So we can see that right here. Around here was when it had like over 1 billion 24-hour trading volume. It had over 1 billion. Sorry, I was saying million. This is 36 million. Over 1 billion volume. That's why this is when I started looking at the project. I was like, okay, well, that's quite interesting. It's got so much volume. Maybe the project had a lot of, people are looking at it, and we'll start, getting more involved in it when the bull cycle probably takes off. Because it's such a small project, it's a project that you can not avoid to get into really, really early, get into it later. Obviously, it's not a long-standing project. This is launched, peak of the bear cycle, comes in massively. So that's, again, very, I guess, bit confusing way of me explaining it. It's got the exchange listing besides Coinbase. For me, this is a project that I'm doing more research into right now. Most I probably would do invest a small bag into it, a very, very small bag into it, but I do understand the sentiment behind it potentially being a pump and dump scheme, so be very, very careful. I'm not invested into it right now. I don't know if I'm going to get invested into it just yet. I'm looking into it more to find out more. Cordell Lewis, welcome, my man. do you see any good crypto discounts to pick up right now? I mean, Casper, man. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, but Casper for me is the best discount there is in crypto, all in all. You know, being aware it's at right now with lower lows incoming, I think we could definitely see some turnarounds and some very volatile price for Casper and crypto in going forward. In terms of other crypto projects, right now the whole market's quite undervalued. I'll be going through other crypto projects and other trading strategies as the market develops a little bit more and I continue to build up my understanding of other projects as well, because I'm still researching into the other projects. I've got people in my community who are informing me, and people in my community, my server, my Discord server, who are informing me, and I'm informing them as well about other projects to invest into. Right now, my bags are mainly in Casper. I've got a bit in XRP and other real-world assets because they seem to be solving a finance issue effectively in the financial sector. So I'm hedging my bets on those a little bit as well. But those are my main discounts, I guess, right now. I'll be looking more into it as time goes on as well. Quick, can you look at Doug the Duck and tell us what you think about it? It's a meme coin. They're big on content and the community is growing so much. I will look at, if it's on CoinMarketCap, I'll look at it, yeah. Doug the Duck. So launched earlier this year. 1.3 million market cap, 349, 350, therefore trading volume. Exchange listings wise, Radium, Jupiter, Toolbit, so not many. It's down 56% from all the high. I mean, yeah, it's a very small project. Obviously, it's launched very recently. Solana chain. I mean, it's tough for me to say because, as I've reiterated a few times, I'm still to this date not a big investor in meme tokens. That's not to say I won't be. I'm sure that will change if the market again starts changing more and I build up my knowledge of meme tokens, because meme tokens ultimately they are very they're very risky. They're effectively just gambling. You might as well go to a casino. Like, obviously you could probably call the market a little bit better, I guess, but meme tokens are just purely community driven. There's no utility. You know, it's purely based on what the community wants. If the reason why Dogecoin does so well is because of the belief in Elon Musk. You know, the community wants Token to do well, but if the community wants this, I don't care about Dogecoin anymore, don't care about Elon Musk anymore, that project would die. There's nothing confirming it or back. Stuff like Casper, they've got technology, developments, they're trying to solve, you know, making real use case of peer-to-peer exchange. They have something that they can offer. Meme tokens don't, in that same regard. So the best thing to do for meme tokens is not invest is the wrong word, is trade into it, hopefully make a profit from it, and then cycle that investment, that liquidity, that profit into other projects with real utility. So Doug the Duck, you know, I mean, it's something that may be worth people looking into. If you're a fan of meme tokens, then do some more research into it and see what you think about it. If the community is growing more and more, that's good to see. Of course, right now we see the volume was parabolic at its start, sitting around, you know, well, I say parabolic in comparison to where it's at right now, with 4.18 million, which is again why I'm happy about KRC20 meme tokens, because this is showcasing what happened. The meme tokens first launch has a lot of initial volatility, and then we can see as time went on, it dropped off massively. As time went on, now we're seeing, you know, on average, about, well, best 500,000, but we're seeing much less now. You know, 500,000, 24-hour trading volume, but initially it was at, you know, 1.3. Like, so we see a lot more volatility initially. So for me, meme token ones that I'm going to probably get into are the Casper ones, because I know they'll do well off the bat and that'll help Casper's price as well. Will Casper have a long bear market? Good question. It depends, because ultimately with the bear market, when it will happen, it'll be an interesting one to see how it develops, because again, with institutional adoption coming into play with crypto for the first time ever, with regulations being enforced for the first time ever, we could see the bear market react differently. It may not come down as heavy, it may go down heavier. Again, we have to wait and see what happens with the institutions, where they decide to sell their assets and whatnot, and what happens with retail as well. But also keep in mind with Casper, with all the developments happening with Casper, again, KRI, which is going to be doing more and more projects with Casper, KRC20, which will be out by then, 10 BPS will be out by then. You also got the likes of smart contracts and Dagnite. And from the looks of it right now, the chance of smart contracts coming out in the bull market is probably quite small, but it's possible, which would help Casper reach very high prices, because they'll let it compete with the likes of Ethereum. But therefore, it'll probably come out in 2026. We'll hear more about it as time goes on again, of course, but if it comes out 2026, then Casper's correction may not be as severe because smart contracts will allow more access, more ways to build on Casper, and that'll allow Casper to grow much more as a blockchain platform, creating adoption, liquidity on chain on the block DAG, and that'll therefore affect Casper's price going forward as well. So it depends how Casper will react, as the market will react with institutional investment and the smart contract for Casper. Turbo Meme have an AMA and currently working on Web3 games and a Animoca brand Motorverse. Turbo is a fair launch AI meme community launch. Really? Okay. Well, I mean, I know of Turbo. I'm aware of Turbo. I know Turbo has done very, very well. People have made a lot of money from Turbo. And that's a meme token, therefore, because I understand more about it, I've heard more about it, I'm more like, yeah, okay, it's not a bad investment. Again, wrong choice of words. I'm not a bad project to trade into, because I don't think meme tokens are investments at all. That's what it's done in its life cycle. That is a lot, it fills me a lot more optimism about a meme token that's done that, as opposed to what I looked at Doug the Duck, which, obviously Doug the Duck's a lot newer project, so I've not had that adoption yet, but still, I mean, it took a while. It took almost a year for Turbo to actually do anything significant. Which is the best time. I mean, you should go into Turbo really, really early, like Kid, and great. I mean, going in here may not be the best thing to do, but again, it's for the most part, Turbo does seem like it has something going on, but at the same time, meme tokens for me is not something I'd invest into or hold long term. It's something I trade into to make profit and then circle it out. TWT just hit dolphin status with these discounts. Have you read the book of Casper by chance? I have not, but it is in my basket to buy. When I have the time, right now I'm focusing on, bringing content to you guys, but also trying to, build up the Discord server and other element stuff as well. But I'm constantly trying to build my knowledge in Casper and whatnot. So it's definitely something I'll be looking into and, buying and reading through. Hopefully next time I go on holiday, which, I mean, at this rate, who knows? Because there's so much incoming for crypto right now that I don't have the time to take a holiday. Sounds like you're on a Windows machine. Wow. You can tell what window? I mean, yeah, I guess I run off Windows. Yeah, that's impressive. I didn't know you could hear technology like that. Another potential meme is Nero on ETH is sis of Doge, and which is Doge has died recently. Oh, really? Well, there you go again. I mean, again, to reiterate, I'm not a big fan of meme tokens. So as much as I'll talk about them and I'll look up the meme tokens if people are interested, I'm not a big fan of them right now. I'm sure that might change in due time as, a way to make it money and then flip the profit, but into other projects. But right now, I'm not a big fan of meme tokens. So I'm more so my strategy right now when it comes to crypto is looking at projects with real utility, projects that have a use case, which again is confirmed in documents from institutions, right? I think I have these bookmarked, so I can find it quickly. I mean, yeah, this is something as well. I also got there's another post that I also put. I think I might have retweeted this, but I'll have a quick look, which was confirmation about no, it's not that one. It's from Smoke, but it's confirmation basically that we're now starting to strafe away from a hype-driven cycle to a utility-based one. That's not to say, therefore, that crypto project will just straight up die. Not saying that, but I am saying that as... Oh, here it is. So, yeah. We can see this here. Major confirmation, right? The crypto market is finally shifting from hype-driven cycles to a utility-based cycle. So the era of hype and meme coins is coming to an end. Now, not to say that they're going to die straight up. I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say that as the market matures more and more and institutions get involved, institutions are observing a significant trend which is projects fueled by hype are no longer receiving funding, but ones with clear business case, utility, liquidity, and governance are becoming the new standard for evaluating blockchain-based products. So ones that have utility, that's where my investments go into right now, and ones that actually have a use case. Ones that meme tokens, probably they won't die necessarily, but they'll be, maybe not as popular. The volume might die from it a little bit, but they're just there to, again, flip profits to put into projects that actually have a use case. And again, it's confirmed here as well. The stock market, this is something as well, like projects that are going to do well. The stocks, digital asset blue chip, something used for institutional investors, is confirming that market cap's not the only important factor. It's also about adoption, security, community, and innovation. Which is, that's everything that Casper, I think, abides for. Innovation, Casper's the most innovative project in this space. Security and adoption, the hash rate's going up higher and higher. It's already surpassed 1.11 EH, so 1,110 petahash per second, which is insane. And the community is the best idea in the space, there's no doubt about it. The KRI is going to push Casper into greater heights with many, many millionaires, but more profoundly make the world a better place. Yeah. Again, they're going to use Casper for the energy sector, for the finance sector. The KRI are going to help Casper massively in its development and, future adoption going forward as well. It's KRI, while may have not done much yet, because they literally launched like a month and a half ago, this whole project. The KRI, I think, is going to be great for Casper. They're already working on a regulatory roundtable group to make sure that Casper is compliant with regulations from day one, which again, with what's happening in the crypto space, that's very, very important. Regulations are going to be a crucial part. Projects that adhere to regulations will gain market share, and Casper is going to be one of those projects. In due time, there's going to be a stage where these crypto projects, ones that are, not offering any real use case, ones that, aren't compliant with regulations, there's going to be a crypto culling. From what I've seen the likes of the European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde confirm in an interview that there will be a crypto culling. Crypto is a lot of these crypto projects that don't have any use case, they're going to collapse. And projects that have a use case will, and therefore steal that market and gain a lot of market share. Casper is one of those projects that have a use case. Proof of work, fair launch, no pre-allocations, going to be involved in the energy sector, the finance sector, being used as a medium exchange, a peer-to-peer electronic currency, and a store of value like Bitcoin in due time as well, I'm sure. I'm using a store of value already. So yeah, I think Casper's going to be one that's going to also survive that culling and gain a lot of, adoption from here we go on as well. I'm good, my man. Hello, Mohammed. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well myself. That was not English. You know what I meant. I'm tired. Hope you're doing well today as well, my man. But yeah, as we're now, pushing the hour mark, I'll be wrapping up the stream very, very shortly. Some more things I want to talk about, which I think is interesting to know. One of them is this post here, which I found this very, very funny. Breaking: Gary Gensler might be fired in upcoming days. Kamala Harris donors are privately urging her team to fire SEC Chairman Gary Gensler. This is according to Bloomberg, but again, I've got the same article here from Yahoo Finance. So Gary Gensler, this basically is talking about they're pushing Kamala Harris's team to replace top regulators Alina Khan and Gary Gensler in November. So ultimately, we can see Gensler, whose term ends in 2026, is disliked privately by both Democrat and Republican donors. So some people have said that Gary Gensler has pushed for tough regulations, but donors have particularly bristled at what they can perceive as him talking down to Wall Street. Like Mark Cuban, for example, who's a supporter of Harris, told CNBC this week that the SEC needs to change and that he asked the Vice President, Kamala Harris, and her team to put his name in for the SEC. Now, I'm not saying I want Mark Cuban to be the chairman of the SEC by any means, but we know Donald Trump's going to fire Gary Gensler. That's already confirmed. But if that's the case as well, we know that, the Republicans already don't like Gary Gensler. But now the Democrats are also showing, their lack of faith. Now, Kamala Harris did say that she's going to appoint Gary Gensler as the Secretary of the Treasury, which I think is terrible. I think that's a terrible idea. I would hate for him to be the Treasury part of the Treasury, but yeah, if all the Democrats are also asking him to leave, I'm not surprised by that either, because again, Gary Gensler has proved that no one respects the SEC anymore. No one does. For what they've done for the regulator in crypto space, no one likes the SEC. They have failed and lost lawsuit time and time again. They've been quoted by the courts of law to be arbitrary and capricious, showing no faithful allegiance to the law. They have lied to the law, to the legal structure, stating that they're stating one thing and doing something else completely. They've been caught out lying and have had to pay fines. Which the worst part about it is, it's not they're a government agent. It's taxpayers' money they're paying. They're not paying a dime, effectively. Everything they do, every lawsuit they file is coming out of our money, our taxpayers' money. I mean, I'm not American, but I'm just stating the point. So I understand, if you're American, come out of taxpayers' money. That's not fair. They're doing nothing to help the space. So evidently, there's a lack of faith now in Gary Gensler. So if he gets fired, I mean, it's good and bad. But ultimately, if Kamala Harris gets in power, because I don't think her viewpoint on crypto has really changed that much. I feel like it'd just be she replaced Gary Gensler with someone else similar to him. But ultimately, at the same time, him going would, in my opinion, cause a very positive reaction in the market, because no one likes this man. If he was to be fired, I'm sure the market, especially assets like XRP, who have been suppressed by Gary Gensler for 3+ years, the market would see some positive price movement, at least for that day. Again, but the rumor, the news, when Gary Gensler is officially announced that he'll be, vacating his position as SEC chairman, we'll probably see a very good reaction in the market from that, which again makes me so very happy because I just don't like that man. I think he's a clown. I think he's a tyrant. I think he's got a hidden agenda as well. Brady, my man, welcome to the stream. Keep it up, my man. Love these live charts. I mean, yeah, right now the charts are looking a bit green, but I love more of their red. I want to see them go down further. I'm loving the charts right now. I'm going to keep watching over the next few days. Hopefully we'll see Casper come back down lower so I can get more bags. That's what I'm waiting for right now. But that being said, we have now just approached the hour mark, so I'm going to wrap up the stream right there. Thank you everyone once more for joining. If you enjoy these streams, I'll be doing them daily. I think 36, 37 days in a row right now. Again, if you enjoy the stream, people like, share with your friends so they can find out more about Casper and the stream as well, and subscribe for more to see my streams daily. Also, I'm going to be releasing a video later today as well. And always, if you want to learn more about crypto, please by all means join my free Discord server on the screen right now in the chat, also in my description, and also on my homepage right here at the top. If you want to learn more, then feel free to join. And as always, I'll see you all tomorrow, 4 PM as per usual. If something changes, of course, I'll let people know in my community. But thank you for watching, and yeah, see you guys next time.